Hi, I'm Melissa Glenny. I'm founder of Franklin Professional Staffing, and I have been working with companies for almost 20 years now. And part of the most fundamental work that I do is helping companies to build the highest achieving teams that they can. So I want to talk with you today about authenticity and the role that it plays in building high achieving teams because I feel like it's absolutely foundational to that process. So let's start out by talking about what is authenticity. In my estimation, authenticity boils down to three things. It's self-awareness, vulnerability, and growth. So let's just unpack that for a minute. Self-awareness, well, obviously, you can't be who you truly are if you don't know who you truly are. And then the vulnerability to show the world and be comfortable saying, I don't know, I don't have the answers, I need help, I made a mistake. And then finally, growth, because it's not enough to say that, to have a self-awareness and then to be able to, admit where you might have shortcomings. You have to be committed to growth. In order to really be your true self, you have to become your best self. So let's go on and talk about why is this important? It sounds all well and good, but what does it have to do with business? What does it have to do with building high achieving teams? And I'll start with some stats because I read a lot of employee surveys, I conduct employee surveys, and just some overall stats. 80% of employees surveyed say that they wish their coworkers and people they work with generally would show up more authentically and be more open with them. And 70% say that they feel like a work environment where they can be their authentic self is one where they can achieve higher performance and one where they're also more engaged in their work. So why does this happen? Because when people are showing up authentically, they're building higher quality relationships, they're communicating better, they're not encumbered by uncertainties, insecurities, and they're able to work with calmer, clearer minds and ultimately move the needle faster towards the results that you're looking to get. The byproduct of this kind of environment also leads to a higher level of retention. And when you can retain high quality employees, then you're going to see higher performance over time. So let's move on to how do you get it? Well, another stat I want to share with you is that 25% of employees surveyed say that they wish that they could give their leaders more authentic feedback or more honest feedback. So, flip that one to 75% of people who don't feel like they can give honest feedback to their leaders. I think that we really need to hone in there. And leaders really have to take the charge here. You can't go into an environment and say, this is a place where you can be authentic and vulnerable. It's got to be that psychologically safe kind of place. And you don't create that by telling people that that's what it is. You have to go first. You have to be willing to show your commitment to your own self-awareness, to be vulnerable, and to demonstrate your dedication to growth and becoming better. So how do you get this? We use a variety of tools to, first of all, assess where we are. So if you're a leader, then my suggestion is just start today. Just start being more self-aware. Start being willing to be more vulnerable. It's okay to say, I don't know. It's okay to say, I don't have the right I don't have a decision on this, or I don't know how to achieve this or that. And the premise behind that is that people will follow. And then, if people are willing to say, I don't know, and go around the table, then you can figure it out. The other aspect there is that it's important to measure, because if you're not measuring, you really don't know. So my recommendation is to find a way to assess. And in fact, we created a short assessment that you can give to your team to just get a measurement, kind of a temperature on where their level of authenticity is as a whole. And then you can start working on ways that you can foster greater authenticity. And I'd love to talk more about that in future videos, but I just wanted to get things started today and encourage you to start the conversation, measure, understand where you stand, and start making a plan so that you can gain more authenticity in your workplace, because I know it will help you to achieve higher levels of performance.